Are you safe? And this is a question that I'm directing to the ladies. Are you safe? I am asking because I have heard that some ladies are being made to breastfeed snakes. That's what's been trending on social media over the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Ladies alleging that while on dates with tycoons, while being taken to these men's homes, they are then asked to strip and breastfeed some snakes.
Yes.
Is this actually true, Olive? And this is what we're talking about on the Fatboy Show today. The trending hashtag snake stories. We're on social media. Ladies are narrating that men are into the occult and these occultic men are making them breastfeed snakes. How is that possible?
I don't know how that is possible because I never had anyone that I know of saying that something like that happened to them or even myself. It sounds rather ridiculous, and some of the stories I read, it felt like some people were just making up stories.
Yeah, it would seem that way. I mean, first of all, is it even physiologically possible to breastfeed a snake?
It's not possible. How? I mean,
a snake with fangs?
Since time immemorial, snakes and humans have been known not to be in the same, as in they are not in the same WhatsApp group.
Unless by snake they mean something else. Could it be that the snake in question here is
another snake?
It's another snake. Could it be an allegory for something more obvious, such as,
yeah, the third one, the third leg.
Because I don't know what kind of videos people have been watching in their alone time, in the evening.
Oh.
But, I mean, just as a matter of research, having glanced upon some of these videos, you do notice there are some gentlemen who prefer to utilize a lady's cleavage as the avenue through which they shall best express themselves sexually.
Oh, that's what you are driving at. But that wouldn't raise eyebrows.
So, as the president says, we know the address of sex, right? But there are some guys who make the cleavage the address.
Yes.
And so, when people were saying being made to breastfeed snakes, could it have meant? Could some ladies have been made to perform such an action on a man, and then that's what they went with, breastfeeding snakes?
Well, according to their allegations, it was something totally different. They seem to believe that they breastfed real snakes.
Okay, so this, of course, it is the reason why it's trending and people are reacting this way is because the idea of the occult and the occult being used as an avenue to acquire and amass wealth is not alien in this society.
Yeah.
You've heard of stories of child sacrifice where rich people procure an untainted, untarnished, unblemished child and sacrifice that child in order to appease the spirits.
Actually, many moms pierce the ears of their baby girls because they are apparently trying to avoid that.
Because if you have a piercing of any kind, or ear piercing, then the spirits the ancestors would not be interested in that sacrifice.
So apparently ancestors don't take children with any piercing or boys that have been circumcised.
Okay, so well, I wonder why that's why my daughter got had her ears pierced.
I believe it's because she's cute.
But anyway,
nothing to do with occults.
Okay, so is there any credence to this? Are any people presenting proof that this is what is happening, that they're being made to breastfeed snakes? Has anyone named names?
No, they're not naming names, and people are like, you know what, if you're not presenting evidence, we are not going to believe you. We are not just going to take stories. But of course, as a society, Africans, we are highly pessimistic. Every person that has made it, Fatboy, if tomorrow RX is on top, everyone will say, Fatboy did something. That radio station was started just a few years ago. He can't be that rich. He can't afford to drive such a car. You get it?
Yeah.
So people here in Africa always believe that for someone to achieve any type of success, they must have done something. They don't believe that you can actually work hard, have goals and be focused and achieve and attain all your dreams. They don't believe that. I remember back in the 2000s, they used to say that Chameleon went to the lake, like in Uganda they would say yagenda munyanja, that's where he got his wealth from. And of course many people have been tagged as being part of the occult.
what I believe is that people that are primed to be successful or who are already successful will simply resort to performing such rituals only as a way to in their minds sustain the winning streak that they're on. So maybe they've convinced themselves that in order to continue to be successful or to be even more successful than they already are, that these are the kinds of rituals they have to perform, and perhaps their success even has nothing to do with those rituals.
But then what you're saying gives credence to the allegation that that's how they got the riches in the first place. Because if you didn't sacrifice anything to get your wealth, why are you sacrificing anything to sustain?
Yeah, but why is it the rich people who are sacrificing and not the poor people?
Because the poor people believe that the rich people didn't get their money. They only got their money through such things, through rituals, witchcraft.
All right, well, as far as we can tell, it's not against the law to request someone to breastfeed a snake.
Oh, gosh. Do you even mean that? It is. Although like child sacrifice
it might qualify as a sexual act against the order of nature. If you've seen some of the provisions in the Penal Code Act, sexual acts against the order of nature are prohibited under law, and they used to try to prosecute homosexuals using that law, but its definition was so broad that they couldn't easily apply it in this instance.
So now they decided to break it down.
So they came up with a new bill, and which was more specific and left less room for interpretation.
Yeah.
But yeah, being made to breastfeed a snake certainly would qualify as an act against the order of nature, bestiality even, if anything.
Yeah, but bestiality is already against the norm of nature.
Okay, so what's in it for the girls? The ones who willingly breastfed these snakes? Were they paid for these services?
So according to the girls, the men don't even tell them that hey Olive, I've met you, I like you, let's go home and you breastfeed my snake. They say that they meet these guys and the guys give them lots of money. Why I'm thinking that most of them are lying. I saw a story where this girl was saying, I met this guy, he called me to join his table. You know what guys do in bars? And then he gave me 3.8 million because I looked nice. Then he asked me out for lunch the next day and gave me 2 million. And every time I would meet him, he would be giving me 2 million. And I was meeting him like 4 times a week. I'm like, come on, girl.
You're not convinced?
No, I am not convinced. As in, there are men out there that are very generous, but they do not splash money like that.
Yeah, so yeah, it's also a form of clout chasing where they want to present themselves as being so desirable that men would give them that much money, yet it may not be true. Kind of like how a guy might brag that he went to bed with the most beautiful girl.
Yes.
Okay, so why is no one talking about the innocent victims here, which are the snakes?
I was 2 days old when I heard someone saying that a snake can be innocent.
The snakes don't have any appetite for human milk.
It has appetite for human what?
It just likes to bite humans.
We need to have a conversation with Eve at this juncture to tell us the kind of conversation she had with the snake before we were sent out of Eden.
Well, Uganda being Uganda, this could just be a bunch of time wasters looking for ways to grab attention on social media. But it's been a fun week of laughing at these posts, and of course it has spawned its own fair share of memes and posts.
Yeah.
And that's always fun. Now, of course, Sami Manini must be breathing a sigh of relief. Because,
you had to.
Because now people are on this.
Yeah.
Now it's talking about him and his drama.
But Uganda, we are that country that we don't run out of humor and humorous moments. I don't know, probably it is our coping mechanism. This is how we get through the hard times, because we jump onto the next thing so quickly. Suddenly we have forgotten that there was a scandal at NSSF, that there was a Mabati scandal, and now we have forgotten about Sami Manini. We on the snake stories and the Chitende video.
Well, we do have a development on the Mabati or Iron Sheet scandal in regards to the activists that protested a couple of days ago and who have now been charged. So we'll be getting into that over the course of the show, but stay tuned to RX Radio. We got Sarah who's coming in shortly to tell us what's happening. Stick around for that and so much great music coming your way.